too. I'm Tian, and the name of my stock project is Tian Crumpet Stock and Beaver. It wasn't much of a bumpy ride, so bear with me. All right. First stock is VF Corporation. The stock name is VFC. It was founded by John Burte and first established as the Reading Glove and Manufacturing Company. They purchased, I believe it was HD Lee Company, but it's now Lee Jeans, in 1969. 1969, yeah. And after purchasing Lee Jeans, they decided to expand and renamed themselves from Reading Glove to VFC, just to represent their diversity. And they went public in 1951. Now, after purchasing HD Lee Jeans, they went on to purchase many other companies. So their first two companies that they purchased was Blue Bell Inc.'s main brands, which were Wrangler and JanSport. Some of us are familiar with JanSport. Another few companies that they purchased later on in the years would be Timberland, if I'm pronouncing it right, North Face, Majestic Athletics, and a few others. Also, they are known to be an $11 billion powerhouse. They have footwear, they're a huge apparel, which goes into the reasoning of why I bought it. First of all, I'm a huge fan of North Face, so when I found out that they were the parent company of North Face, I decided, okay, winter's coming along, maybe around November, retail stores would start buying and stocking up on North Face products. So I thought that the stock would go up, and it did. I invested about $20,000 into it and got back about $3,000. So it contributed about 20% to my stock portfolio. And as you can see, God bless you, it has attributed a lot of name brands. So I felt that if Timberland went out of style, at least some other name brands would hike up there. For example, Nautica, and for those of you who go ice skating, what do you call that, ice boarding? You know, I'm not a sporty person, so I don't know what you call that thing, where you slide down the snow. So and my next stop is Google. We're all familiar with Google. We all use Google. And it was founded by Larry Page and Sergey Brin, who are both Stanford alumni. Stanford is founded in Connecticut, I believe. And Google first started as a science project, Stanford Digital Library Project, I believe it's called. Sorry. Stanford Digital Library Project. And their goal was to develop the enabling technologies for a single, integrated, and universal digital library. Most of us know that Google is practically a library. We don't ever go to a librarian and ask them what was found in Catcher in the Rye. We go and Google, we Google SparkNotes, and then we find out what happened to Holland in Catcher in the Rye. Well, I did anyways. So it began as a research project. It was patented and filed in 1999. And in 2000, Google used search keywords to sell advertisements, which is huge for them because a lot of business owners do have faith in Google to advertise their business on Google because, you know, flyers just aren't the new thing anymore unless you're having yard sales. They bought small, innovative businesses, which is a big thing with Google. They're fun, they're innovative, and they're also admired for just being technologically advanced. As you can see on their main webpage, it's just a search box and a few links on top, whereas its competitors such as MSN, AOL, and Yahoo have overloaded web pages. So Google is more easy on the eye and more user-friendly. So I felt it was a good stock to invest in, and also it's a blue chip. I felt like I invested in mostly bull market stocks. So like I said, it's not really a bumpy ride. It was nice, chill, and mellowed out. Now, Google Adwords is really one of the main things why I invested in Google. It's a popular search engine. Huge percentage of revenue comes from pay-per-clicks. And I'm pretty sure you don't go on Google and search for something and not click on something. You don't just X out after searching. You have to click on some kind of advertisements, and a huge percentage of their revenue comes from that. I invested about $19,000 in Google and received $23,000 back. And it was a good stock for me. Again, it's a blue chip, so you know, I didn't expect anything less. Microsoft Corporation is the next one that I invested in. It's founded by Bill Gates and Paul Allen in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And an interesting story with Bill Gates and Paul Allen is, well, first of all, I know that Bill Gates went to Harvard, and then he later on hired his classmate, Steve Ballmer, and they rejected IBM's offer for chess. You know, IBM invited them, let's go play chess, and Google said, Microsoft decided to say no. And really what chess was a project that was codenamed chess. They were trying to make these new operating systems, and Microsoft decided to branch off on their own and make their own operating systems that, you know, they were trying to bridge the gap between computer softwares and really make it easier for our lives. And we all know they have Microsoft PowerPoint, which made it easier in my life, Microsoft Publisher, Microsoft Office. So it's a good thing that they didn't go off with IBM but decided to do their own thing. Their first operating system was called MS-DOS, Microsoft Disk Operating System. And in 2006, it launched the Microsoft Ad Center. They were trying to get their revenue up in the market system, in their marketing sector. And, you know, I don't feel that they're as popular as Google Ads, but they, you know, were going along with the trend. Many people are advertising on the website now. Now, the reason I purchased it was, at the time, I was dreaming about the Surface RT tablet. I'll be honest, I wanted the Surface RT tablet for Christmas. So I decided that I invested in it. And also technical analysis, right around here was when we started the stock market project. So when I looked at the graph, Mr. Burte was talking about how he invested in a few stocks when he saw a little upward trend, and I decided, okay, it's in this little own expansionary phase, so maybe it'll keep going up. And it did. It was contemplating between $34, $35, and then hiked up to about $38. So it was a good investment for me, and a smart choice. Again, it's a blue chip, so didn't really expect less from it. And my next stock, Apple Incorporated. I heard that many of you heard about Apple, so I'll try to make it brief.
Yes, pardon this interruption, and can I have your attention just for a few moments?
Also, another thing with, so it was founded by Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak. And an interesting thing with these two Steves is that they dropped out of college. They were always seen as the deadbeat people in high school, so when they dropped out, they were seen as going downward, but as you all know, they came up with Apple, which is a huge thing now. Everyone wants something that has to do with Apple in the palms of their hands, especially me. So it began in Cupertino, California, which is when the first Apple was released. It started in a basement, so I'm not sure if you found that interesting, but I really did, because this is something really popular and started in the basement of all places. And their popular items are iPhone, iPad, iPod, and the Macintosh, which I did not know was the long term for Mac. I didn't. If you did, that's good. That was something I learned by using evidences. So that's their huge main products that they make. And this is a product of what came out of a basement, and I just found it so interesting. I'm not sure if Mr. Graham is familiar with it, but it's the Apple computer. Oh. And it says, I'm incompatible, right in the background, so I found that so interesting. And now today, it's movable. So that's what we came towards. And I find that Steve Wozniak and Steve Jobs are probably some of our major role models to see what they've created. And many people, as I said, would want Apple, just this cutting edge technology, and not just any technology, but innovative technology in the palm of their hands. And you can see a picture here that says 2012, but that's not really the basis of why I put the picture there. Below it, it says there's a lot to look forward to, and that's the thing with Apple. A lot of investors have consumer confidence in Apple because there's so much to look forward to. There's always something new, whether it be new apps, new upgrades, new technology, new products. They always have something for you to look forward to, and they always keep it fresh and new. And the economy is now dominated by huge technology, so really it can't get more technological than Apple. I invested $19,000 into Apple and received back about a little bit over $22,000. And again, blue chip, and that was really most of my stocks, so it was a great investment for me. My next stock is General Electric Company, and that is their logo over there, which I, as a little girl, thought was an H, but it's actually a GE. And it was founded in 1892. It's a huge international conglomerate, meaning they have different subdivisions. For example, General Electric Healthcare, General Electric Aviation, General Electric Energy, sorry. It's headquartered in Fairfield, Connecticut, and It was incorporated in New York, and it operates through 4 segments. Now, those 4 segments, of course, technology, energy, financial services, and also consumers. Sorry. A huge percentage of its business and employees are founded mostly outside of America, and it was also the 4th largest corporation to contribute to a lot of air pollution and also water pollution. So over here you can see Eco Imagination. General Electric basically took a commitment, like a mission. It was their mission now to become more eco-friendly and better the environment. So here is one of their carports, and the roof of this carport is actually solar panels, basically. And here you have the electric vehicle being charged by their charging stations. So as I said, they're taking a stand against pollution, and they contributed a huge amount of pollution. So now they're really trying to better themselves and also better the way they make products. Now, the reason I bought it is because they are known for their financial services. Half of its revenue comes from it. They basically invest in many businesses that have to do with energy, and it's eco-friendly, and it really didn't, because I was familiar with it, and again, I have a few appliances in my home that's with General Electric, so that's really my main reason for investing in it. And that is my total value of stocks. They basically contributed the same amount, and this is what it is today, or what it was yesterday when I checked it. Not really far off. This is what I sold it at. VFC was sold at $2.34, and today it just went down about $2. And Google is still going up there. So is Apple. So I do believe if we kept going on with the stock market project, it wouldn't be a huge difference for me. I still wouldn't have won, but it still made me smile, even though I didn't win the stock market project. And that is my portfolio. Now, within the first 2 weeks, I was just, as I said, just chill and mellowed out. Now, on the 7th week is when I got hyped, thinking I would beat Felicia, who was the class leader, and then Josh came around and took over, and so I lost all hope from then, but I was still smiling when it hit the last 150,000 in the 10th week, so I was above average, and I was proud of that. So, thank you so much for listening.
Any questions for Tian and Burte?
Yes, Mr. Granny?
Tian, I just want to clarify, and I know you weren't born in this country.
No.
Stanford with an N is in Palo Alto, California. Stamford with an M is in Connecticut. But trust me, there's a lot of people my age and older who still don't differentiate that correctly.
Thank
so
you.
no worries on that. So I would just ask you, from your home country of Jamaica, are there any products or services that you see being consumed there that you might want to invest in?
That are being consumed there, not made there, right?
Correct.
Okay. Well, right now, because they take a while to get these high products, right now the iPhone and also the Galaxy is in. I would say there's more Galaxy than iPhones because the iPhones are a bit expensive. So you're not going to see a lot of that there. But the Galaxy definitely is there. So Samsung, another few, and you're talking stocks in general, not just what I invested in. Okay, so another few would be the Beats. I'm not sure if there's a stock for that, whether
No, it's not publicly traded, but Dr. Trey's Beats.
Okay, so that's huge down there. A few apparels such as, like I said, the Timberland boots. They're not going to have North Face because again, it's hot in Jamaica. They're not going to have any jackets down there. But Aeropostale, not sure if they're public or so. Aeropostale is huge down there, and Old Navy is
which is owned by the Gap.
The Gap. So that's a huge brand for them down there.
All right, let's give it up for Tian.